Are you tired of feeling like you're living in your inbox? Spending hours chasing leads that ghost you the second that you reply? What if you could set up a system that followed up with every lead, day or night, without you lifting a finger, in a perfect world? I remember that feeling. Back in my dealership days, I would spend all winter twiddling my thumbs and all summer buried in my inbox. Did I send that quote? Did they even get it? Should I follow up again? It was overwhelming. Because of how seasonal the business was, I would get crushed with follow-up tasks at the same time as peak traffic on the floor. And I didn't know how to juggle both. It felt like I was always behind. And I knew I was losing money. Not because I wasn't good at what I did, but because I didn't have the time or energy to follow up with everyone that was reaching out. And that's when it clicked. The problem wasn't the amount of work, it was the lack of a follow-up system. I was doing everything manually, and it just wasn't scalable. That's when I figured out that the CRM that we were using had something called follow-up chains. So I built an automated follow-up machine that now runs 24/7. It saved me hours every week, let me spend more time on the floor, and help me close deals that I definitely would have missed. This is Trade Up Tactics, where we help home service businesses just like yours on the tools and tactics that help them grow and scale their businesses. If you're new here, my name's Jackson, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through the strategies behind consistent automated follow-up, the tools and automation that run it all, and a real-world client example of a 4-year follow-up sequence that brings repeat sales on autopilot. So let's dive in. Before we jump into the steps, here's the hard truth. Most home service businesses give up on leads after just 1 or 2 follow-up attempts. But according to the data and what we lay out in stage 5 of our pipeline blueprint, 80% of sales require 5 or more touch points. Let that sink in. That means if you're only following up once or twice, you're guaranteed to leave money on the table. But I get it. You're a professional, not a salesperson tied to a desk. Your time should be spent on the floor, in the field, talking to customers, managing your team, not manually chasing down leads. And that's the problem. Manual follow-ups are actually killing your deals, unless you can stay on top of them all the time, which I speak from experience that even when you think you are, you're not. Think about how much you spend on SEO, ads, or word of mouth just to get that lead, only for them to disappear because no one's following up with them more than once. That's thousands of dollars slipping through the cracks every month. So how do we solve it? The first step is we want to design your follow-up cadence. Sales cadence is essentially a roadmap that tells you when, how, and how many times to follow up with a customer. We don't just send random check-ins. We build a structured communication sequence that mirrors how trust is built. When we work with clients, this is almost always one of the first steps. So here's what that might look like. We have day 1, quick thank you. Day 3, a short case study or social proof email is always a good idea. Day 7, a text with a soft re-offer to chat over the phone or via text. Day 14, if you still haven't heard anything, we want to send a still thinking about it message or something along those lines. This is what we call staged follow-up. This is something that we outline in our pipeline blueprint. So if you want a more detailed breakdown, there's a link to that in the description below, completely free. We want to make sure that every touch point builds on the last without being pushy or repetitive. Second step is the tech, where we set up your automation. This is where the magic happens. We take that strategic cadence and build it into a CRM so it runs without you. Let me show you. This is an example of what an email sequence might look like. So your first email gets sent out, we wait a day, check if it's been opened or not, and then that will determine the following actions. Then if we get another yes on email 2, then we move down, check again, email 3, and so on and so forth. We use something called a conditional trigger, so your system knows what stage the lead is in. It sends the right message at the right time. For example, a new lead gets a welcome text and email immediately. If they click a link, but don't reply, they get a follow-up 2 days later. If they don't engage after a week, they're tagged to have someone reach out and call them. From there, they get sorted accordingly. One of our clients has a sequence that lasts over 4 years. It includes messages at 30 days, 90 days, 6 months, and 1 year. And even one right before their warranty expires, 2 years in. And yes, it converts repeatedly. Here's the difference this makes. A lead comes in at 2 a.m. before you've even had your morning coffee, and they've already received a personalized thank you text, an intro email with your photo and contact info, and a reminder booked for next week. You look like a pro, they feel taken care of, and you didn't do a thing. That's the power of automation. And that's what finally gave me back my time. No more inbox overwhelm, no more wondering who slipped through the cracks. Just consistent follow-up and consistent sales. You don't need to manually manage every single lead that comes in. You need to know what key steps it takes to get them to the next stage and automate. Start converting them on autopilot. With the right strategy and the right system and a few simple automations, you can turn lost leads into loyal customers day or night. And again, this is just one part of the sales system that we build for our clients. If you want to see how this fits into the full sales journey, download that pipeline blueprint in the description below. It's completely free. You'll see all 7 stages of a high-performing pipeline, and if you're the kind of person who likes to geek out on this stuff like we do, you'll love our newsletter, where we break down each part in detail. And hey, if you're ready to stop managing your pipeline and start building it, that's what we do best. But if you're losing leads before they even get in the door, that might be a different problem entirely, one that this video might help with.